Welcome to the Bandano Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Project B is officially dead on arrival. There is now no shot Project B has success. The only chance Project B had at success was if there was no WNBA season. Caitlin Clark woke up one morning and said, this could be fun. I guess I'll go play Project B for a little bit, get paid real quick, until the WNBA figures their stuff out. Well, fortunately for CC, unfortunately for Project B, the WNBA figured its stuff out. Now there is no need for Caitlin Clark to play in Project B. Now Project B is going to be relegated as background fodder as the Saudis are conducting business in the sands. How you doing? It's going to be noise as business is being conducted, and they're going to be looking up, wait, why is nobody paying attention? Are we paying you good money? Yeah, we are. Okay, so just keep doing that basketball thing, and we're going to be busy over here, okay? Okay. You guys know, you ever see Wolf of Wall Street? Remember that scene where Leonardo DiCaprio's character brings in midgets and they just start throwing midgets at the dartboard? That's kind of going to be like Project B. Just a gimmick that comes around every few months, and the business guys are just saying, "No, this is funny." And then they move on with their lives. Let's get right into it, shall we? Please like the video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Under the new CBA bargaining agreement, the league is changing its latest possible end date to November 21st, which is nearly a month later than the previous deal, according to a document produced by the union and acquired by ESPN. In 2028, the season could stretch to November 30th because of the Olympic schedule. The document said this is the latest the WNBA season has ever extended. Now, the WNBA, unfortunately for them, is kind of screwed by March Madness, screwed by the women's tournament, screwed by the basketball season at college. Why? Well, if I'm the WNBA, I would do everything I can not to run deeper into the NFL season. I would do everything I can to start earlier, to feed off the NBA audience, and hopefully they bleed into our audience. However, March Madness doesn't allow that to happen, because it's March 25th, the tournament is still going on. And within a month, they're going to be reporting to camp. If I'm the WNBA, I would like to start the season now. They can't do that. They need to go the other direction. They need to go into the football season. And unfortunately, it's very competitive around football season, especially in mid-November as the games start getting more important, especially as college football begins to heat up. Starting in 2027, the number of possible games played will increase to up to 50, and then to 52 by 2039. Part of the expanded calendar can be attributed to expansion teams. Toronto and Portland are joining the league this season. By 2030, the league will be up to a record 18 teams, as Commissioner Kathy Engelbert continues to stress the importance of expanding the league's scheduling footprint. When we get to 18 teams, are we finally going to split 9 and 9, two separate conferences, and they meet? Or are we going to do this quarterfinals, semifinals garbage still? Just curious. Players will also be required to report to their respective teams earlier under the new CBA. Beginning in 2027, players must arrive to their home markets by the latter of April 15th or the start of training camp. Previously, the report date was the later of May 1st or the start of camp. Project B starts in early November and ends in late April. Now, my question to Kathy and Adam and the stooges over there at the WNBA, is there going to be a penalty for players reporting late to camp? And what is that penalty going to be? Is it going to be some BS fine? Is it going to be some serious fine? Are they going to have to miss some games? What is the penalty going to be to derail them from playing in Project B, finishing out the season over there, and then coming over and joining the team? Both the late November end date and the possible earlier report date could impact players who play overseas during the offseason, including those signed to Project B, which is scheduled to take place from November 2026 until April 2027. The upcoming International 5-on-5 League has not announced the dates for its opening and closing tournaments yet, but it will make a tour stop in Tokyo from March 26th to April 4th. I haven't seen any news from Project B in months. Remember, they released that Sophie Cunningham was joining the league. Sophie Cunningham came out and said Caitlin Clark's not doing a league, and we haven't heard a peep since. They've been quiet ever since. Is Project B looking around and saying, yeah, this ain't even waste. This is even worth our time. Sheiks, I'm sorry. Sheiks, I'm sorry. We wanted to put on a show for you and your clients while you guys are, exchanging deals. This just isn't worth our time. Is Project B already done? Is it already finished? Kaput. The latest possible end date in the last CBA was October 31st with a maximum of 44 games allowed. The earliest possible start date to the basketball calendar remains unchanged at April 1st. The document also shed light on a variety of other issues at the crux of CBA negotiations, which wrapped up last week when the WNBA and Players Association verbally agreed to terms on a deal in the early hours of Wednesday morning. That has now been ratified. I want to see the long-form document. I want to see the long-form document to really get the numbers and see what the split is, what the contingencies are, so on and so forth. The documents also specify that through salaries and benefits, the players would receive 20% of the prior year's gross revenue. The WNBA and Players Association were at odds for much of the negotiations over which the revenue sharing system to adopt. The union proposing gross revenue, the league proposing net revenue. More salary figures have also come to light. The next level below Supermax previously announced. So right now, actually, you can't sign and trade a Supermax contract. So the thought that, okay, we signed Kelsey Mitchell let's just use her as an example. We signed Kelsey Mitchell to a Supermax, give her the money that she wants, but we trade her and flip her before she plays a game. That no longer is going to be the case. However, we could sign Kelsey Mitchell to the Supermax, 4-year deal. She plays for us for 1 season, and then we flip her the following offseason to open up the books a little bit. That is a possibility that the Indiana Fever can still go down. Also changed into agreements, lottery picks will receive full salary protection in their first year. Elsewhere in the document, the new minimum standards for practice facilities and team staffing, a priority of the players during negotiations. Practice facilities, Chicago Sky, they still practice at YMCA. No disrespect. They still practice at their local Boys and Girls Club. They still go to the high school to practice. And that facility ain't really coming along. The Dallas Wings, they're having a problem building their facility. They haven't even started. Now, if these two organizations don't get their shit together, are they going to go somewhere else? Can we get a Comets, maybe? A Comets comeback? I don't know. The league will also establish a joint WNBA and Players Association committee on wearables. There will also be a formation committee to develop parameters and rules for pre-draft requirements, including a potential combine ahead of the 2027 season. Combine would be nice to kind of see these players up close and personal. You have the retirement benefits, the sign and trade that I mentioned. Teams can provide more guaranteed contracts, up from 6 to 7. For two developmental spots, they must have 3 or fewer years of service, or 4 to 5 with minimum minutes limits are eligible, so on and so forth. A lot going on here, but nothing too much that really needs to be talked about here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Oh, if you're still here, appreciate you guys for hanging around. So the streets are talking. The Twitter streets are talking. And I know what a lot of people are saying. Hey, we're just going to replace Kelsey Mitchell. Jackie Young's a free agent. We're going to replace Kelsey Mitchell with Jackie Young. She won a Notre Dame. She'll come home to Indiana. The streets are talking, folks. And apparently Jackie Young is now in a relationship with Dejanay Carrington. So you guys want to bring another double agent to India? Forget that I even said that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.